All right, guys, thank you for joining me. The pre 5x5s already. Yeah, thank you. So, obviously, you know what this video is about. We're going to get right to it. It's, where did you go? Yeah, well, I messed up the beginning. But anyway, Vegan, thank you for the 5x5. Tom, thank you for the 5x5. Strawberry, Colleen, London, Let's Go, Scott Hummer, Tom, Joseph, Evolving Media SP, Rhonda, thank you for the 5x5. Flown Grown, Ozark Prepper, Adam, Mitch, Prep to Adapt, Gary, Krista, Groundhog, thank you for the 5x5. Maria, F you all, Renee, thank you for the 5x5. Puma, Noir, Laura, Mr. Landfill, Spectre, Crow, NJ Prep, excuse me, Emma, Donald, thank you for the 5x5. Teddy, thank you for the 5x5. William, Prepper Revelate, thank you for the 10x10. Brian, thank you for the 5x5. Glock and Patty S, thank you for the 5x5. Sarsa 1, thank you for the 5x5. Prep to Adapt. And Maria Jackson, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Glock, thank you for the 5x5. Lexi, thank you for the 5x5. I think we are good to go. Donald, thank you for the 5x5. I know you guys gave some pre 5x5s there. Appreciate it. Streetwise. All right. So, guys, here's the rub. Of course, Kathy Hochul made a dumbass statement. And the statement was a bit unbelievable. So when I saw the statement, I didn't believe it. Because, again, Hochul is an asshole, but she's not stupid. But she is a dick. And Nurse Traveler said 2026 Trump will lose House and Senate, then he will be impeached again. Probably. And so she made this statement, and I just couldn't believe what the fuck I was reading. I'm like, wait a second. How? So, again, what happened in Manhattan a couple days ago, the active suspect situation that was downtown for me, excuse me. Granite, American, thank you for the 5x5. Raccoon, thank you for the 5x5. And Henry, thank you for the 5x5. So she's saying, guys, that the active suspect, the active shooter, the reason why he was able to carry the rifle was because of a concealed permit that allowed him to do what he did in Manhattan. So his concealed carry permit in Nevada translated to him being able to carry a weapon in Manhattan, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. First of all, a rifle is not a concealed carry. Could you get a rifle to concealed carry? Yes, you can get a short barrel, under your jacket kind of deal. That is not what he had. He had a long rifle. And he didn't conceal it. He had it alongside his body as he was walking down the street with it. He didn't even try to hide it. He had it out in the open. And this bitch says that a concealed carry permit allowed Manhattan shooter to have an AR-15. She's saying that Alright, so she makes that statement, and I'm a little confused. Kool-Aid, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. I'm a little confused. Another friend, it's beyond bullshit. It's I'm not a gun guy, right? So I don't know that much about guns other than the dangerous end, the butt, how to pull a trigger, how to handle a weapon. That's about as good as I am with a gun, is how to handle a weapon, right? But I'm not a gun guy. You could throw, certain guns in front of me, I can name them, and others I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, And I don't pretend to ever be a gun guy. But I know certain things like what a rifle is and what a handgun is. And what can be concealed and what can't be concealed. Now, could you conceal a rifle? Yes. If he had it in his pants and under his jacket, it would have been concealed. The long side of your body, alongside your body, out in the open, is not concealed. She's a moron. That being said, she turns around and is now calling for an assault weapon ban nationwide. And of course, other politicians are jumping on board. Now, this, guys, is the part where this ties into the whole 15-minute city or C40 cities and cashless society. This all ties into it. Because how do you control a population if they're still armed? You can't. So as long as you take weapons away, you can do so. But to take weapons away takes decades to do it. And they're going to get there eventually because we, the people, are turning into vagines. Right? Vagines who are giving up our gun rights a little bit at a time. And we sit there and we go, man, we need common sense gun laws. There's no such thing as common sense gun laws. It's a bullshit phrase to get people on board. And when you argue with a liberal, they throw that out there. Common sense gun laws. There's nothing common sense about gun laws. Because common sense gun laws could mean a range of shit. It could mean let's take away all AR-15s and any kind of assault rifles. Let's take it all away because that's common sense gun laws. Let's do away with handguns now because that's common sense gun laws. So you can make anything into a common sense gun law and make it and put it into your argument. We can't do that. And we shouldn't do that. But the vaginas of the world are letting this happen. And the biggest grab was after the shooting in Connecticut, Sandy Hook. And men were upset and they grew vaginas that very fucking day, taking their weapons and steamrolling over them. This guy rented a steamroller and put it on, I think it was Instagram at the time, and steamrolled over all of his firearms because of the Sandy Hook shootings. As sad as the Sandy Hook shooting was, it wasn't worthy of you giving up your firearms. I know a guy personally that said if the government came down on him to give up his firearms, he absolutely would. That he wouldn't put up a fight because he didn't want to be without his family. That he was scared in that manner. I'm like, then why own a firearm to begin with? To protect my family. But how do you protect your family if the government comes down on you and tells you that you can no longer protect your family? Then you're giving up your right. He goes, yeah, but if they do it, they'll throw me in jail. I'm like, you sound like a vagina now. A lot of vaginosis going on, guys. There's vaginosis cream for this shit. People are giving up their rights because they're allowing a situation to play with their emotions and then turn around and go, you know what? I shouldn't have these firearms. I should give them up. And here we are. Yes, Jonathan, it was a waste of money. That guy crushed all of his firearms. He rented, first of all, he probably flushed 20, 30, 40 grand of weaponry down the drain. Then he rented a steamroller. That's a few $100s, if not a couple of thousand maybe. It was a mini steamroller. It wasn't one of the big ones. It was a mini one. And he crushed it. And I go, what a fucking pussy. Because you're allowing the media to play with your emotions. This is what happens. Right? And so here we are, allowing people. Yes, Kool-Aid, steamroll your own guns. Yes, what a gooch. Never heard that before, but yes, that's what he is. No. Henry, a yeast infection is what women have. Vaginosis is what men have. When their fucking balls drop off and a vagina forms right in the middle of it. They still have a penis, you would call that a clit. And, yeah, and then they walk around with tampons now. Because they're like, I did the right thing. I gave up my firearms. So the justice of America. Sounds like fucking vaginosis to me. It also affects the brains like rabies. And then they start taking lavender baths and watching Golden Girls. And watching The View. Because that's the kind of person you become when you develop vaginosis. That's the first sign. And if your friends develop vaginosis, you take them out at the first sign of such. You do not let them live. You don't let them breathe another day of air. You just take them out. They start watching The View and start agreeing with those guys on The View. You're done. The study of vaginosis. Yes. Vagicinology. I like that. But yeah, it was bad. And then so now you got people giving up their rights. Now you got Kathy Hochul asking for a nationwide ban on assault weapons. This is not going to catch because I hate to say it, outside of the police officer getting shot, everybody else is in a corrupt system, right? And Blackstone is a corrupt system. The cop was just making ends meet, as cops do, or city workers do. But everybody else is part of a corrupt system, right? The real estate lady, the $53 billion lady, I think she was the target, and everybody else is collateral damage, or made to look like collateral damage. But I think she was the main target. Again, that's my all-American prep. I can still get you a deputy sheriff job down here. I would probably take that, being that I'm going to retire in a couple of years. But again, that's my my conspiracy theory brain kicking in and thinking to myself, what if she was the target? She had to have been the target. There was a lot of weird shit about that. And then the guy wrote a note and left it in his car, I think, that said that he might have CTE. Can you please study my brain? Is what he said in the letter. And then I didn't notice, one of the guys in the firehouse told me that he shot himself in the chest. So he clearly knew what he was doing, and he wants his brain studied, but he couldn't control himself long enough to not do that. But he had enough wherewithal to write a letter saying, I have CTE, please check my brain. That sounds like MK Ultra shit to me, man. It's, let's go. It's all bullshit, man. It's in the 33rd floor. Yeah. Again, it all ties in, man. Blackstone was not the target. What was the target, Google censorship? Please enlighten us. Because the lady who's in charge of real estate, she had to have been the target. Nobody else in there was the target. It's in Florida. The deputy sheriff's job is in Florida, I think. Google censorship. Trumpsters are hard-headed. Censorship sucks. Google censorship. Would you answer the fucking question? Stop being a twat. Jesus, twat. I'm bringing that back. Stop being a twat-tissel. And he said, Google it. Google what? And listen, guys, when you talk to me on here, it has to be a complete sentence. I don't have the capacity to deal with one-word answers on here. But yes, I think she was a target. Again, there was a lot of shit that was going on. Now, could have this just been the situation of a guy who had CTE that got fired and traveled all the way to fucking New York City from Nevada? Absolutely. That he got fired and he said, you know what, I'm going to travel to New York to this company. Now, someone was saying, yes, the NFL, because he used to play football back in his college days, I think it was. Back in his college days, but he ended up on the 33rd floor and shot the most important person in that building. That lady was the most important person. Listen, NFL was the target. Google censorship. I got a fucking bridge with a pot of gold to sell you, if you believe that bullshit. They're gonna say it was the NFL. It was definitely that fucking, not definitely. My theory is it was what you call it. Did other people get the email from it? My theory was that he didn't go to the floor where the NFL was. He went on the floor where Blackstone was. If I'm not mistaken, the NFL was above that, and he did not go there, nor did he make any attempts. Yeah, he had football injury. They said CTE. That's what he think he had. Am I cutting out? I am cutting out. Blackstone was. If I'm not. Yeah, why am I cutting off now? Nor did he make any attempts. Uh-oh. He said CTE. That's what he think he had. Yeah, why am I cutting out now? I am cutting out. Because I had a glitch on Rumble. Uh-oh. I don't know what the fuck that is. Let's see. Let me know if this works. If not, then it's YouTube. It might be YouTube. Nope, all clear. Now it's all clear. I'm not getting it all clear. Intermittent. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yeah, I'm seeing a glitch on Rumble too. You know what? Let's see. Let's fucking beg out of that.
with unlimited data and a reliable connection over 2.
Fucking commercials. These commercials are shot, man. You know what? Let's see. Okay. 5x5? Alright, good. Yeah, alright. I'm seeing to be fine on this end. Now, I think. These commercials are shot. Yeah, okay. Alright. You know what? No problem on YouTube. Mackenzie probably is what I'm talking about. But yeah, listen, guys, I'm not gonna. Now, keep in mind, guys, they build a good story. They'll build a good story and have us believe that story. Yes, they said that he was a good prospect in college, I think it was, but I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying that. If he went to he happened. Matter of fact, the other girl he killed, she was also in the real estate field. So he gets a cop, a security guard, some girl lets another girl out of the elevator. He knows what floor the NFL's on because it's labeled downstairs. And he knows that if he's an NFL guy, or rather anybody who knows the NFL, that he knows what floor to go to. But instead, he goes to the 33rd floor and again, pops the most important women in there. I'm not buying the NFL shit at all, man. Not at all. And the reason why they're going to tell us it's NFL's a target, so that we get our eyes off of Blackstone or whatever bullshit dealings Blackstone has. And I can guarantee you, within the next couple of months, we're going to see some major movement in the real estate world because of Blackstone and this. And whatever she was in charge of, which was that money, we're going to see that money get spent on something grand in the next couple of months. I could all but guarantee that that's going to happen. Months, we're going to see some major. Someone say audio skip. Real estate world because of Blackstone and this, and whatever she was in charge of, which was that. All right, guys, thank you. Sorry about this audio problem, but whatever. Google censorship. It's not a fact. It's a statement. The NYPD or the FBI, whoever's investigating us now, they're going to tell us one thing. They're going to tell us that, he was there for the NFL. There's no proof that he was there for the NFL. Right? Unless I missed something. No, I mean Blackstone, Thomas Anderson. BlackRock and Blackstone are two different businesses. Two very different businesses. Blackstone is a real estate alternative investment company that deals with a lot of real estate. BlackRock is a global investment firm. Two different firms. I thought one was from the other. No, BlackRock was started in 88 and Blackstone was started in 85. Two different companies. All right. So again, we're definitely going to see some shit. But listen, guys, the story that the media tells us, or the story that the media is being told, we're being told, and a lot of us believe it. Google censorship is one of those people that will believe whatever he's told. You know? And I'm not buying it. As soon as I saw that lady and I saw what she was in charge of, I'm like, there was the target. It doesn't make sense. And that was the only lady he shot on that floor. He could have lit that whole floor up in flames. He could have knocked everybody out of the box on that floor. But he went after that one lady. Not buying it. And he stopped with her and then put a bullet in his chest. Come on, man. You had carte blanche to everybody there. And you just said bink and then bink and then that was it. Then you were done. Like I said, man, just something ain't right. Now, could I be wrong? I could very well be wrong. Google, stop yelling at me. Enough with your yelling and your all caps texting me. Enough. But yeah, listen, man, it is what it is. Like I said, man, there's something ain't right. But yeah, people will believe whatever they're told, man. I'm so annoyed with everything that's being done and everything we're being told. Again, the whole Epstein list, and now Trump is like, backpedaling out of it, and he's making up all of these fucking excuses now. And I'm like, and people are siding with him and his excuses. I'm like, oh my God. But you mean to go Black Rock? Okay, fine, I agree. I told you I am old. I don't know how. Yes, you are old. You did tell me how old you are. I do apologize. Taking it back. I mean, listen. There could have been a better way for him to take her out. Sorry, to do what he did, but that's actually no better way in doing that. I mean, and I don't understand how he got from his car to the building with the gun to his side and no one called it. That was like the other thing too. I'm like, no one saw that. And like, obviously, there's videos of him walking with it out in the open. Again, just sounds too much. Let's go. Yes, the world is definitely a stage. Trump is their savior. Listen, Trump is turning into the bad guy. The shit that he's doing, it just doesn't make sense. But it doesn't make sense what he's doing. Not that it doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. He's part of the problem. And they're all part of the problem. Cobalt, I didn't hear anything about YouTube requiring ID to show you're an adult for all users on. I don't care. I don't care about that. I mean, yeah, they're going to need your license and all this other bullshit. I think that's data collection, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, Cobalt, that's probably more data collection through a way of YouTube or Google using their AI to scan every person. That could be it. But we shall see. We shall see where that goes. But I'm not, now that you brought it up, I'm going to look more into it. Obviously, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll do the whole ID thing. I mean, you have to do the ID thing for a lot of shit, right? I mean, at one point, with certain websites like Pornhub or OnlyFans, now to like get on that site, you have to show your ID to get on there. All right, so it's all data collection, man. And they're doing the same shit with YouTube. They're gonna do the same shit with TikTok and Instagram soon. Either I'm not gonna comply and I'm just gonna come off of it, or I'm gonna comply and I'm gonna, At this point, it doesn't matter. So. Yeah, Eric, I gotta go to bed too, man. I'm tired. So, these fucking people. So real quick before I go off the air, I've been getting into it with these people on Instagram about a cop that pulled over a lady whose dog was dying, though they didn't know that the dog was dying. The cop didn't, and so. The lady apparently was speeding, cutting people off, blowing lights. She did all this shit to get to a vet, and it was the wrong vet because she was panicking. But she gets out of the car in distress, and her mother has a dog which is dying, and everybody in the comment section is like, the cop is heartless, all this little bullshit. And I'm like, listen, I would have did the same thing too, but you gotta expect consequences when you're blowing lights and cutting people off and almost causing accidents. Anyway, people are bantering with me and calling me like an Uncle Tom. I think I'm a BLM associate now. I'm an Uncle Tom. What else am I? I'm a horrible photographer. I'm all of this shit because I just said, listen, if she was driving recklessly, which is against the law, she's gonna get arrested. The judge is going to be the decider on whether or not to let her go. Now, yes, cops in certain states, they have discretions for a lot of things. The cop might have been able to use this discretion here, but if you are driving recklessly, you broke the law, you go to jail. Simple. The dog, I think, wound up dying anyway, and I think the dog was going to die regardless of whether the cop let her go or not. But it's just a debate that I'm getting into. Yes, Tom Weary, Uncle Jason, because I am no Tom. And yes, was the cop being a bit of a dick? Absolutely, the cop's being a bit of a dick. But, again, you can't expect to break the laws and then be fine with it just because and some people don't like dogs. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go off the air now. I had about enough of you guys, and I think you guys had enough of me. So I will see you guys next week for the doubleheader. If anything happens, as per usual, I'll come up last minute, Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is. I don't expect anything to happen. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Mods, thank you for doing what you're doing. And guys, you have a good weekend.